Welcome back to the lesson. In our previous video, we have successfully sent our user an email verification link. And right here, if you go ahead and click on the verify email button right here, he should be taken to the login page with a success message that inform him that now his email is verified and that he can go ahead and log in. So that is exactly what we're going to be implementing in this lesson. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and start implementing the feature. So now we're going to need to navigate back to our project source code right here. So we're going to need to reduce some of these tabs. Reset password mailer. Let's close that. We're going to need the admin controller, but the register page, we're going to go ahead and close that. All right. The home page, let's close that as well for now. And we have our verify email template. We're not going to be needing that. For now, let's close that as well. Now we have verify email mailer. We're going to close that as well. Okay. We are left with only our user controller and admin controller. Okay. So now when we come over here, we click on this link. As you can see, this is the route that we've generated. This is the link, the route, verify email. So we're going to go ahead and create that route inside of our web.php file. So let's go ahead and create that, copy that. And we're going to navigate back to our web.php file. Right under our register submit, user register submit route, we're going to go ahead and create a brand new route called, say, get. And it's going to be, let's paste that verify email / actually we're going to have / here first. Let's say / verify email, and then / remember right here we are passing our token to the URL, so we need to get it in our route parameter. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing right here. It's almost like this one right here. So let's go ahead and copy this line of code, copy, and paste it right here. All right, so as you can see, our route is going to get a dynamic value containing our token and email. All right, so now after that, we're going to come over here and then target our user controller. All right, so let's go ahead and say user controller class, and then we're going to create a method called password reset inside of our user controller. So let's say password underscore reset. All right, that should be our method name, and then we don't need to add a name. It's not necessary for this route. So we're going to now go ahead and create our method, our password reset method inside of our user controller. So let's go ahead and copy our method name, navigate to our user controller, and right here after our register submit method, okay, we're going to go ahead and create a new method, public function, and paste our new method name, which is password reset. And we're going to go ahead and get our dynamic value that we passed to the route, which is the token and the email, the user's email. So let's go ahead and get those right here. So we're going to get the token and then our user's email, something like this. And then let's go ahead and open our function definition, and let's add our comments right here. Copy this, paste it down below here. All right, so now the first thing we're going to need to do inside of our password reset right here is to go ahead and confirm our a user with the provided token and email that we are getting from our URL. So if you remember correctly, we registered the user right here with his email, the email that he provided, and we save our newly generated token inside of our users table. So we're going to go ahead and now confirm the user with the same token and the same email address inside of our database. So let's go ahead and say user, and we're going to set it to our users model. So say user : where. Let's go ahead and first of all check the email. So we're going to say where email is equivalent to the email that we are receiving right here. Copy that, paste it right here. And also where token, okay, where token is equals to the token that we are receiving from our route. Okay. All right, so we're going to get the first, something like this. So now we are checking our database for a user with the same email address that the user just used to register into the system, and the same token that we saved inside the user's colon, which is this table right here. All right, so we are getting the user with the same email right here, mustapha@gmail.com, and at the same time with the same token right here that is being saved. All right, so if you get the user right here, let's go ahead and now add a conditional statement and say if there's no any user, if not user, meaning if we can't find any user that satisfy this criteria with the same email and the same token right here, then we should go ahead and redirect. Let's say redirect back to the login page. So let's create a route, say route login, even though we haven't created the login route yet. So let's go ahead and just add that. Okay, we're going to be creating this route because as you can see right here inside of our web.php, we do not have any route with the name login. So we're going to be creating that in a minute. All right, so this is going to happen only if we couldn't find any user with the exact email address and token. But if we do find the user, then we should go ahead and verify the email. We should go ahead and change the status right here. The status right here, we're going to go ahead and change it from 0 to 1, meaning active, from pending to active. So let's go back here and say if we do find the user with the same email and the same token, then we should go ahead and navigate inside of our users table. We're going to first of all target the token colon and set it to empty. Okay. And secondly, we're going to go ahead and navigate to our users table and change the status column to 1. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and update that changes. So user updates, something like this. So that's all we have to do. Now, after successfully verifying our user, then the next step is to go ahead and return the user back to the login page. So return redirect to the route called login. Okay, with a message, with a success message actually. So say with a success message that says your email is verified. Your email is verified. You can now log in to your account. Something like this. So this should be a success message after successfully verifying our user. Alright, so before giving this a try, remember we haven't created the login page right here. So if we try to run this, we're going to run into an error because we do not have any route with the name login. So let's go ahead and create that. Now let's come over here, copy this. Alright, so now that we have copied our route name, let's navigate back to our web.php file. Right here before verifying the email, I wanted to create a route with the name login. So let's say route, it should be get, and it should be /login. Okay, and we're going to target our user controller class. Okay, and we're going to create a login method, so called login, and we're going to give it a name called login. All right, something like this. Now we're going to go ahead and create our method, our login method inside of our users controller. So let's go ahead and copy that. And we're going to navigate into our users controller. And then right below our password reset method right here, we're going to go ahead and create a new method, public function. Paste our method name login. And this our method is going to return a view. Okay, let's copy this. Paste this right here, and we're going to go ahead and say return view, and our view is going to be inside of our users subdirectory, and we're going to have a login.blade.php file. So let's go ahead and now say semicolon, and now we're going to go ahead and create our login page, our login blade page inside of our views. Let's actually navigate to resources. Okay, views. Inside views, we have a subdirectory called user, and within the user subdirectory, we're going to go ahead and now create a new file, and we're going to call it login.blade.php. All right, hit enter, and now we're going to go ahead and load our user login theme. Okay, let's come over here. If you navigate inside themes, front end, and you're going to see we have login.html. Let's go ahead and double click that to open. Okay, this is our login page. So let's go ahead and copy that. All right, let's say right click, and we're going to go ahead and open with VS Code. Okay, let's go ahead and copy all. All right, let's say copy and navigate to our login blade view. Paste this. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and now update the path. Okay, let's go ahead and say view load wrap. Okay, to get rid of overflow, and we're going to go ahead and now update our path with the front end asset method. Okay, let's go ahead and copy that. Anywhere we see asset, we paste this. Asset, paste. All right, here should be front end / asset and the rest. All right, here is another asset. Okay, we update that as well. All right, so that's all for the asset. Now let's go ahead and start updating. Cut this, paste it right here, and okay, let's go ahead and cut this, cut and paste it right here, cut this, and we're going to paste it right here. All right, so one last thing, we're going to go ahead and add our alerts. Okay, alerts, to be able to display our alerts. So let's come over here to let's say find our admin. Oh, actually inside the user registration blade view, we have alerts as well right here. So let's go ahead and say view word wrap, and right here alerts start from here. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy that. Let's highlight everything. All right. Okay, it ends here, and we're going to go ahead and copy all of our alerts codes, and we're going to place it right inside of our login page after a paragraph right here. Paste that, and okay, now we should be able to have alert display on this user's login page. So now let's go ahead and save everything. Let's say save all. All right, now we are good to go. We have successfully created our login page now. Okay, so now we have a route with the name login. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's actually go ahead and run optimize PHP artisan optimize command. So let's say PHP artisan optimize and hit enter. All right, very good, very good. Now let's go ahead and give it a try. All right, let's come back to here to our application. Let's come over here to our mail trap. Okay, now let's go ahead and refresh. All right, now let's go ahead and give it a try. Now if you click on this email verify link, we should be redirected to the login page that we've just created right now. All right, as you can see, we said we should be redirected to the login page with this success message that says your email is verified. You can now log in with your password. And if we couldn't find the user with the exact same email and token, we should redirect back to the login page without any error or success message. So we are expecting this to see this success, because we of course do have user with the same email address right here inside of our database with the same email and token. So let's go ahead and now give it a try. Let's go ahead and now click on the verify email button. All right, the moment of truth. Oh yes, as you can see now, we are successfully redirected to the user's login page with a success message that says your email is verified. You can now log in to your account. Perfect, perfect. That means we have successfully found a user with the same email and also token inside of our database, and therefore we skip this block of code, and then we went ahead to update the user's token colon, and we set it to empty, and we change our status to 1, and then we redirect our user back to the login page with this success message. So if you go ahead and take a look inside of your users table, let's go ahead and refresh that. Our token here should be empty, and then our status here should be 1. Perfect. As you can see now, our token column is successfully emptied and our status is now changed to 1, meaning active. Now our user has successfully verified his email and he can of course go ahead and now log into the system using his email and password. So friend, that will be it for this video. I hope everything is clear to you and that you enjoyed the lesson. And in our next video, we're going to be working on the backend aspect of our user's login page right here, where we will be collecting the user's email and password, and then go ahead and check our database. And if everything is okay, if the user provide the correct username and password, then we're going to go ahead and log him into the system. So with that being said, I will see you in the next lesson. Welcome back to the lesson. In our previous video, we've successfully verified our user's email. And in this video, we're going to be working on the back-end aspect of our user's login page right here, where we will be collecting the user's login credentials, meaning the email and the password. And if the user provide a valid login credentials, then he should of course be able to log into the system. So let's go ahead and get started. Now we're going to go ahead and navigate back to our project source code. Let's come over here, right here. As you can see, here we are done with the email verification. Actually, I realized I made a mistake right here. I don't know what got into my head, but as you can see right here, I mistakenly named our email verify method as password reset. So I'm going to go ahead and change our method name right here to email verify, not password reset. So I'm going to go ahead and now first of all change it right here inside of our route. Instead of password reset, our method name should be email underscore verification, something like this. Okay, this should be our method name, and we're going to go ahead and change that inside of our users controller right here. So let's go ahead and copy that as well. Come over here to our users controller. Instead of the password reset, we're going to update it to email verify. Okay, so everything is good now. Alright, so now after modifying our email verification method name, we're going to go ahead and navigate to our login blade view right here. So we're going to go ahead and walk on this page right now. We're going to go ahead and now collect the email and password to log the user into the system. So let's go back here. And first of all, let's actually go ahead and say view word wrap to get rid of overflow. So right here where our form started, which is right here, we're going to go ahead and now add an action. All right, so which is going to be a brand new route called login underscore submit. All right, something like this, and we're going to add a method which is going to be a post method, and add our CSRF token, CSRF. All right, something like this. Now we're going to go ahead and make sure that our inputs have a name. For email, we have email, okay, and for password, name is password, okay. Everything is good. Now let's go ahead and create our route, our login submit route inside of our web.php file right here. Let's come over here. All right, so actually this route, let me actually take this route down after our email verify route. So let's go ahead and cut that. And instead of before the email verify route, we're going to place it right after this one. Okay, well, it doesn't matter, but for organization purpose, as you can see, we first of all have our registration, user registration view, and then we have our user registration submit route, and then after the registration, the user is going to verify his email, and then after the verification, then we have our login page right here. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and let me actually copy our route name again, login submit, copy that. Now I'm going to go ahead and create a route down below here. Let me copy this login route, and we're going to go ahead and give it a name as login submit, and our method name should be login underscore submit as well. All right, and our route should be a post route. All right, because our method name right here is post. Okay, so now here should also be login submit. Okay, submit, something like this. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and create our method login submit inside of our users controller right here. So let's go ahead and copy our method name and navigate to our users controller right after our login method right here. I'm going to go ahead and create our new method, public function, and we're going to be receiving some inputs, meaning the user's login credentials, email and password. So I'm going to go ahead and add a request parameter, request +sign request, something like this. All right, and we're going to go ahead and add our end method right here. Copy this, paste this right here. All right, so basically our user's login backend code is going to be similar to our admin's login backend code. So let's navigate to our admin's controller right here. If we navigate to admin's login, which is this login submit, okay, for the admin, as you can see, we are right here inside of our admin's controller. So I'm going to go ahead and copy everything inside of our admin's login submit method. Okay, something like this. Let's go ahead and copy this, all the code, and we're going to navigate back to our user controller, and we're going to paste everything inside like so. All right, and we're going to go ahead and copy our auth namespace right here. So let's navigate here, auth. Let's go ahead and copy this, copy, and we're going to paste it inside of our user's controller namespace right here. Paste this. Okay, and as you can see right here, we no longer have that squiggly line. All right, so first of all, we're going to go ahead and validate our inputs right here. So as you can see, for the user right here, we are not getting username, but rather we are getting email, okay, which is this right here. So let's go ahead and copy that, copy, and we're going to navigate back to our user's controller, okay, and right here, instead of validating our username input field, we're going to be validating our email input field. So we're going to go ahead and update that, and we said is required, and we're going to go ahead and add the second rule that's says email, meaning it must be a valid email address. All right, and for the second input field, we are validating the password input field. Okay, password, and as you can see, it's the same as this one, so our password is also required. So we are done with the validation, and now we are getting all the inputs, all the login credentials, and saving them inside our inputs variable right here. All right, and right here inside of our data's variable, we are going to be comparing our users table right now, not the admin's table. So let me actually take us back to our database. As you can see right here inside of our users table, we have a colon for the email and the password. So these are basically the two columns that we're going to be using for our login. We're going to check our email, the email that the user will provide, and the password colon to see if they matches the one we have inside of our database right here. So right here, if you go back to our source code, we're going to be changing our first column to email colon. So it's going to be email colon, and we're going to be checking our email input field, which is this field right here. Let me come over here, the email, copy this, and we're going to paste it right here. All right, and the password is exactly the same. We're going to be checking the password colon inside of our users table with the one we pass into our login form, which is going to be named as password right here. All right, as you can see, is the same. So that's all we need to do. So now we are done with the comparison. So the next step right here, as you can see inside the if statement right here, we're going to go ahead and be running our comparison inside of our database. But this time around, we're not going to be using the admin's card. This time around, we are logging the user. So remember, our user uses the web guard, not the admin guard. Let me actually take you back here to our file explorer, and let's open our config file, auth. As you can see, the user uses the web guard. We have two types of guards, okay? So we have admin guard and we have the web guard. So for the admin, we use the admin guard, and for the user, we use the web guard. So let's come over here. Let's copy our guard name, copy. Let's come back here to our user's controller, and instead of checking for the admin's guard, we're going to be checking the web guard. That means the user. So if the user attempts to log in with the following credentials, the email and the password that he's going to be providing right inside this form, okay, so we're going to go ahead and now compare them with the one we have inside of our users table, your users database table right here. So if they do match, if they do correspond, then we should go ahead and take our user to the dashboard. Okay, so here's going to be users dashboard, not admin dashboard. Okay, so let's go ahead and say user dashboard. I know we haven't created the users dashboard yet, but we're going to do that in a second. And now right here we said else. That means if the login credential doesn't match with the one we have inside the users table, then we should redirect the user back to the login page, not the admin login. Let's go ahead and say login, which is this route right here. Let me actually go ahead to view Vault wrap. Okay, where's our login route for the user, which is this route, login right here. So we're going to redirect the user back to the login route, this same login page, okay, with a message, as you can see right here, that says invalid login credentials, please try again. All right, so that's all we have to do. That's all we have to do. Now, first of all, before we go ahead and give it a try, let's go ahead and now create our demo user dashboard. So let's go ahead and create the route. Let's copy this, copy, and let's come over here to our web.php file, and right above everything, okay, I'm gonna say we have a route. Get type of route is going to be dashboard. All right, / dashboard, and we're going to call our user controller class, and we're going to create the method called dashboard. All right, and we're going to go ahead and give it a name, and we're going to call it user_dashboard. All right, perfect. Now this should be our admin's dashboard route. So we're going to go ahead and now create the method, copy this inside of our users controller. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and create it right above everything, before the registration right here. So we're going to say public function dashboard, and our method, our dashboard method is going to return a view. All right, let's actually add our comments right here. Copy this, paste it right here, and we're going to go ahead and say we will return a view inside of our users, that subdirectory right here. If you come over here to resources, views, as you can see, we have a user subdirectory right here. So I'm going to go ahead and say within our user subdirectory, something like this, user, and we're going to go ahead and have dashboard. Okay, so dashboard like so. So let's go ahead and create that. Our dashboard blade view inside the user subdirectory, new file, paste our view name dashboard.blade.php and hit enter. All right, so let's go ahead and add some demo text right here, h2, and say welcome to users dashboard. All right, something like this. Now let's go ahead and save our file. Actually, let's go ahead and save everything, save all. Okay, so let's go ahead and cross-check everything to make sure that everything is perfect. Now we have our users dashboard method that returns the users dashboard view. Okay, and right here for our login submit, we validate our two input fields, which are the email input field and the password input field. Okay, we'll make sure that they're both required, and for the email is a valid email. And right here we collect both the email and the password, and then run them inside of our database to see if they matches the one we have from our users table. And if they do match, then we return our user to the dashboard. We take our users to his dashboard. Otherwise, we take the user back to the login page, okay, with a message that says invalid login credential, please try again. All right, so that's all we need to do. Now let's go back to our application. Now let's refresh our application. We run into an internal server error, route login submit not defined. And if you remember correctly, right here, login submit is defined. So we're going to go ahead and run our optimize command. So we're going to go ahead and say php artisan optimize and hit enter. Okay, now our application is optimized. Now this changes should have effect immediately. Okay, now our application should be able to see our login submit route. All right, so let's go ahead and now refresh. Yes, as you can see now, that error has gone. Now we're going to go ahead and try to log in with our email. Remember, we register a user with the name Mustafa and email as mustafa@gmail.com, password as 111. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Let's actually copy it like so. Copy our email, get back to our login page, paste our email right here, and we're going to say password should be 111. And let's go ahead and try to log in. We should be taken to our user's dashboard. Yes, if everything is good. Perfect. All right. So for now, as you can see, our user has successfully logged into his dashboard right here. Welcome to user's dashboard. So that means our code right here work fine. Everything is working. Actually, I forgot to test our validation. So let's get back to test our validation right here. So let's come over here and get back like so. And let's try to log in with empty input field. So let's say login. As you can see, our validation works. The email field is required, the password field is required, and let's try to log in with invalid login credentials. Okay, let's say email admin@gmail.com for the user's login, and let's say password 321, and let's say login. We should have an error, invalid login credentials. Please try again. Perfect. So that means this, all of our validation right here, both this validation and this one that return our users back to the login page with this error message if the user provide invalid login credentials with a message that says invalid login credentials, please try again. So friend, everything is working perfectly, and as you can see, if a user provide a valid login credential, something like paste this email mustafa@gmail.com, all right, and password 111 and login, he should be taken straight to his dashboard with the correct login credentials. All right, so friend, that will be it for this video. In our next video, we're going to be loading our user's custom dashboard theme in our Laravel project right here. We're going to be replacing this demo user dashboard theme to our custom theme right here. If you navigate to our project exercise file, inside the front-end theme, right here, we have a user dashboard.html. So we're going to be loading this custom theme to our Laravel user's dashboard right here. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson and that everything is clear to you, and I will see you in the next one. Welcome back to the lesson. In our previous video, we've successfully logged the user into the system, and in this video, we're going to be loading the user's custom dashboard theme into our project. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, first of all, we're going to go ahead and navigate to our user's dashboard theme inside of our project exercise file right here. As you can see, this is our user's dashboard theme. So let's go ahead and now right click on that, and we're going to go ahead and open with Visual Studio Code. Okay, all right, so here's our theme. I'm going to go ahead and highlight everything, and then we're going to go ahead and copy, and let's go ahead and close this template, and we're going to navigate to our dashboard blade view, and we're going to go ahead and highlight everything, delete, and paste our custom users dashboard. Okay, all right, so the next step is to go ahead and update our path right here so that we can go ahead and make our theme styling active. So let's go ahead and do that. Now we're going to go ahead and copy our front-end asset method right here that we've saved. As you can see right here, we're going to go ahead and copy this, copy, and we're going to come back here. Anywhere we found asset, we're going to paste that, something like that, something like this right here. Let's actually go ahead and say view word graph to get rid of the overflow. Now we're going to go ahead and scroll down. Okay, keep on looking for asset, anywhere we found asset. Okay, right here, asset, paste this. Okay, let's continue. All right, I think that's all. So let's go ahead and now start updating our path. Let's go ahead and cut this, and we're going to place it right inside of our asset method. Okay, same thing right here. Let's see. Okay, right here, we're gonna cut this, and we're gonna place it right inside, and the same thing with this one. Let's go ahead and cut this, and we're gonna paste it right inside. All right, I think that's all. Now we're gonna go ahead and save our file. save. Now let's get back to our application. Go back to our application right here, and we're going to go ahead and refresh now. And yeah, here we have our users dashboard theme successfully loaded in our Laravel project. Perfect. Alright, so friend, that'll be it for this video. In our next video, we're going to work on the admin's logout functionality. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I'll see you in the next one. Welcome back to the lesson. In this video, we're going to be working on the user's logout functionality right here. So without any further ado, let's just navigate back to our project source code, and we're going to go ahead and locate our logout button right here. As you can see right here, this is our logout button right here. So let's go ahead and now add a route inside of our href right here. So let's go ahead and delete this login.html path, and we're going to add a route instead, which is going to be logout, something like this. So after adding the logout route right here, we're going to go ahead and create our route inside of our web.php file. Okay, let's go ahead and copy our route name first. Navigate to our web.php file right here. Right after our login submit, we're going to go ahead and create a brand new route called logout. So let's actually go ahead and copy this because it's going to be a get type of route. Copy, and we're going to place it right here, and let's go ahead and copy our logout route name, copy that, and we're going to change our route name here to logout. Okay, our method here should be logout as well, and then our route URL here will be logout as well, logout. So now let's go ahead and create our method, our logout method inside of our users controller right here. Okay, right after our login submit, let's come down below here. Say public function, paste our method name logout, something like this. Let's go ahead and add our end method comment right here. So our users logout method is going to be just like our admin's logout method as well. So let's go ahead and copy that. Let's navigate to that. All right, so as you can see right here inside of our admin logout method, we log our admin out of the system, and we also return the admin back to the login page with a success message. So let's go ahead and copy everything, highlight everything right here, and we're going to go ahead and copy that, and we're going to now navigate back to our users controller. And we're going to go ahead and paste everything right inside of our users logout method right here. So we're going to paste. So as you can see right here, we are accessing our admin's guard, but we're going to be accessing our web guard instead. So let's go ahead and copy our web guard, paste it right here. So now we are logging out our user. And then after we have successfully logged the user out, then we're going to navigate the user back to the login page, not the admin login, but the user's login route. And we're going to redirect him back with a success message that says, user logout successfully. All right, now we're going to go ahead and save everything. Let's go ahead and say save all. Okay, so let's go ahead and give it a try. Let's navigate back to our application, refresh our application. Again, logout, route logout not defined. Okay, let's go ahead and run our optimize command. All right. Let's go ahead and refresh our application once again. Perfect. All right. So anytime you create a route and you make sure that the route name is correct and everything is fine, and you're having that kind of error message that says the route is not defined, then all you need to do is to go ahead and just run your PHP artisan optimize command, and everything will be fine. So now let's go ahead and give it a try. Now let's go ahead and click on the logout button to log out of the system. Yes, as you can see, now we are successfully logged out, and with a success message that says user logout successfully, and we are redirected back to the user's login page right here. As you can see, we define it right here. We said we should be redirected back to the user's login page with the success message. All right, so everything is working perfectly. So that's very awesome. So now that we are done with the admin login and the logout functionality, our next step is to go ahead and start working on the users forgot password functionality. So I hope everything is clear to you in this video, and I will see you in the next one. Welcome back to the lesson. In this video, we're going to start working on the users forgot password functionality. We're going to be setting up our users forgot password page in this video, which is going to be this page. If you navigate to our project exercise file right here, So you can see we have a page called forget password. So let's actually go ahead and open that. So this page right here, we're going to be setting it up in this video. Now let's actually go ahead and reduce some of these tabs. Okay, let's reduce that. Okay, this is our application. All right, let's actually reduce this one. Okay, perfect. So we're going to be loading this users forgot password page into our project right now. So let's go ahead and navigate back to our project source code and locate this forgot password link right here. So let's come over here, and right here we are inside of our users controller. So for the dashboard, let's actually close this one for now. We're not going to be needing that. The auth, let's close this one. The login. Okay, so inside of our login blade view right here, users login blade view, we're going to go ahead and navigate to our forgot password link, which is right here, I believe. Okay, this is our forgot password link. Let me actually go ahead and indent this from a little bit backward. Okay, our form start from here, the div right here. Let's go ahead and close this, and we're going to go ahead and indent it backward like so, and let's go ahead and open it to get more room to work. Perfect. Now I'm going to go ahead and find our forgot password link right here. So right here that says our hyperreference takes us to the forgot password.html. We're going to go ahead and change it to a route called, let's go ahead and create the route first. Route, and the route should be user underscore forgot underscore password, something like this. So this should be our route name. So now we're going to go ahead and create our route inside of our web.php file. So let's go ahead and copy our route right here, copy, and navigate to our web.php file. Right under our logout route, we're going to go ahead and create a brand new route, a get type of route, and we're going to call it forgot -password. Okay, something like this. And we're going to target our user controller. Let's say user controller class, and our method name should be user forgot password. Okay, we're going to go ahead and give a name to the route as well, which is going to be user forgot password as well. So let's go ahead and say semicolon. Now after that, we're going to go ahead and create our method user forgot password inside of our users controller right here. So let's go ahead and copy our method name, navigate to our users controller, right below our logout function right here. We're going to go ahead and create a new method, public function, paste our method name, user forgot password, and this method is going to return our forgot password view. Okay, let's actually go ahead and add our end method here, paste this, and we're going to go ahead and say return view. Okay, so within our views folder, we have a subdirectory called user, and within our user subdirectory, we're going to go ahead and create a view called forgot underscore password, something like this. Now we're going to go ahead and create this view inside of our user subdirectory. So let's go ahead and copy that. Now navigate to our views, resources, views, and inside user subdirectory, we're going to go ahead and create a new file called forgotpassword.blade.php. All right, let's hit enter. Let's actually expand this a little bit like so. Okay, forgotpassword.blade.php. And now inside of our forgot password blade view right here, we're going to go ahead and load our users forgot password page right here. So let's go ahead and open that with VS Code. Let's navigate back to our project exercise file. Right click on our forgot password.html file and open with Visual Studio Code. Okay, so here is our forgot password template. So let's go ahead and highlight everything, copy, and we're going to go ahead and paste it right inside of our forgot password blade view. Paste that. And now the next thing we need to do is to go ahead and update our path. Let me actually close this window. Let's say view word wrap to get rid of the overflow. So anywhere we see asset right here, we're going to update that path with our asset function right here, our front-end asset function. So let's go ahead and copy that. Copy. So anywhere we found asset, paste this, and right here, asset, paste this, right here, save front end / asset and the rest of the path. Perfect. Now let's come over here, asset, we paste our asset function. All right, let's continue to check. Okay, that's all, I believe. All right, perfect. Now let's go ahead and start updating our path. Let's go ahead and copy this. Actually, we're going to cut that, and we're going to place it right inside of our asset function. Okay, now let's go up. All right, we're going to go ahead and cut this one as well. Cut and paste it inside of our asset function. Same thing with this one. Cut, and we're going to paste it right inside of our asset function as well. All right, so perfect. Everything is good. Now we're going to go ahead and close this. Okay, we no longer need that. And now we're going to go ahead and save everything. Let's go ahead and see save all. Okay, now as you can see right here inside of our login page, we specify the route for our forgot password link right here. So if you go ahead and now click on this forgot password link, we should be taken to the forgot password view right here. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, let's navigate back to our application, refresh. Actually, we no longer need this page because we are done with the template. Okay, let's go ahead and now refresh our page. Uh-oh, not again. Okay, it seems like anytime we make any changes inside of our update.php now, from now on, I think we should be running our PHP artisan optimize command. So let's go ahead and run that. PHP artisan optimize. Now our application is optimized. Okay, perfect. Now let's get back to application, refresh. Now our error should be gone. Perfect. All right. So let's go ahead and now click on the forgot password link right here. Perfect, perfect. As you can see now, we have successfully loaded our users forgot password page. All right, and right here it says, please enter your email address to receive a verification code. But we're not going to be sending a verification code, but rather a password reset link. So I'm going to go ahead and change this comment inside of our forgot password blade view right here that says, please enter your email address to receive a password. Let's say password reset link, something like that. And we're going to go ahead and erase the remaining text. Okay, something like this. Now we're going to go ahead and save our file. Save. And let's get back to our application. Refresh. All right, now as you can see here, it says, please enter your email address to receive a password reset link. Perfect. So friend, that will be it for this video. In our next video, we're going to be working on the backend aspect of our users forgot password functionality right here. So I hope everything is clear to you in this video, and I will see you in the next one. Welcome back to the lesson. Alright, now that we have successfully sent the reset password mail to the user, now when the user click on the reset password button, he should be taken to the user's reset password page. And this is exactly what we're going to be working on in this video. So now we're going to go ahead and navigate back to our project source code right here, over here. And actually, I forgot to add one functionality right here. As you can see, when it comes to the forgot password submit, we get the user right here. We said when the user passes his email address right from the form right here, the forgot password form over here. So we took the email address right here. After the validation, we took the email address and we get a user with the same email address from our database. So right here, I'm going to add another condition right here that says where the status colon status, which is this colon right here. Inside of our users table, the status colon is equals to 1. Okay, where the status colon is equals to 1, meaning that a user cannot simply go ahead and click on the forgot password button and then just go ahead and reset his password. He needs to, of course, be a verified user first. So if a user is not verified, remember the first time the user registered into the system, he needs to verify his email before anything, before he can be able to log into the system in the first place. So if he does not have his email verified, then he should not be able to log into the system. So the same way, he should also be verified before he can be able to reset his password. So that's basically what this condition simply means. So the status column inside of our users table right here must be 1 for him to be able to reset his password. So that's just that. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and create this link right here, the route for this link. our password reset route right here. So we're going to go ahead and create that, which is the route that when the user click on the reset password button here, it's going to take him to that route where he will be redirected to his password reset page. So we're going to go ahead and create that route first. So let's go ahead and copy this. And now we're going to navigate to our web.php file right after our forgot password submit route. We're going to go ahead and create a new route, which is going to be a get type of route, I guess. Okay, and we're going to call this route / let's actually go ahead and paste this right here. So it's going to be / something like this, / password reset, and then / then we're going to go ahead and add our route parameter for our token right here, token, and another parameter for our email that will receive our email, which is going to be this email. Alright, so friends, just like we've done it for the admin, if you navigate right here, as you can see, so it's going to be almost exact same thing. So this is nothing new to use. So I believe everything should be clear to use. So we're going to go ahead and now target our users controller. So user controller class, okay, and we're going to create a method called password underscore reset. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and give a name to our route. Actually, this route doesn't require any name because we're not going to be calling it by its name. All right, this is all we have to do. Now, after successfully creating our route here, our password reset route, we're going to go ahead and now create our password reset method. Let's go ahead and copy this method name and navigate to our users controller right here after our forgot password submit method. Right below that, we're going to say public function, paste our method name, password reset, and we're going to go ahead and get our token, our dynamic value that we're passing as a route parameter right here, token and email, which are right here inside of our users controller. Right here, the token, the newly generated token, and our users email that we passed to the route, we're going to get them down here. So we're going to go ahead and get our token and also our email. All right, something like this. Now we're going to go ahead and add our method, our end method comment down below here, paste this. So friend, just like our forgot password submit method right here, our reset password method is going to be exactly the same as our admin reset password method, which is right here. Okay, admin reset password. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and copy everything. We don't need to create everything from scratch. Let's highlight everything, copy that, and we're going to navigate back to our users controller, and right inside of our password reset method, we're going to go ahead and paste this code. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make some few changes right here. So right here, as you can see, we are trying to get the user, not the admin, and we're going to go ahead and target our users model, which is going to be user, something like this. Perfect. So right here, we're saying we want to get the user with the same email address and the same token that we are passing inside of our route URL here. Right here from our password reset link, so the newly generated token and the user's email address right here that we pass. So we're going to go ahead and get the user with the same token and email address, and after getting the user right here, let's go ahead and copy this and update this, not admin but user. So if we can't find user that matches this criteria with the same email and token, then we should redirect the user to the user's login, not the admin login page. So to the user's login page with the error message that says your reset password token is expired. And otherwise, if we find a user with the same email and token, then we should go ahead and return a view right here inside our users subdirectory, not admin. We're going to create a reset password view inside of our user subdirectory. And right here, we are passing along the token and the email to the reset password view that we're going to be creating inside of our user subdirectory. So now let's go ahead and copy our view, our reset password view, copy that. And let's navigate to our resources views inside the user subdirectory. We're going to go ahead and create a new file, paste our users reset password file name .blade.php, something like this. And now let's go ahead and hit enter. Alright, so now we have successfully created our users reset password view. Alright, so now let's go ahead and add some demo text. So let's say h2 and say user password reset view. Okay, so let's go ahead and now save our file. Let's save everything, save all. Okay, now let's go ahead and run our PHP artisan optimize command. Okay, just to avoid that error message of not seeing our route, newly created route. Alright, perfect. Now our application is optimized. Now let's go ahead and give it a try. Now let's come over here and refresh our page. Alright, now if you should go ahead and click on the reset password button right here, we should be taken to this view that says users password reset view. Because right here we are returning the view inside of our user subdirectory reset password.delay.php file, and we are passing our token and email. Okay, perfect. And right here we have already created the route, which is password reset. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and give it a try. Now let's go ahead and click on the reset password button. Okay, yes, as you can see now, we are successfully redirected to our user's password reset view right here. As you can see, our URL right here says password reset and then our newly generated token followed by our user's email, which is mustafa@gmail.com. Perfect, which is this password reset link that we've generated right here. All right, this is the URL. Okay. Perfect. All right, so now that we have our users password reset view successfully created, now we're going to go ahead and load our custom users password reset view, which is, not this one, which is right here. If we navigate to our project exercise file, here we have a reset password HTML template. Let's go ahead and open that. As you can see, this should be our reset password view. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and open that. Let's close this. Actually, we're going to go ahead and open that with Visual Studio Code. Open that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and highlight everything. Highlight all. Copy reset password theme. And we're going to go ahead and now update our reset password theme right here. So let's go ahead and now paste it right here. Perfect. Let's go ahead and close this window and let's go ahead and say view won't wrap to get rid of the overflow. So the next step is to go ahead and now update our path. Okay, our style and path. So let's go ahead and copy our asset function right here. Copy this. Now let's come over here. Anywhere we see asset, paste this. Paste this, and right here we're going to go ahead and say front end / okay. And here we have asset again. Alright, so let's continue down. Alright, so that's all. Now we're going to go ahead and start updating our path. Let's go ahead and cut this, paste it right inside of our asset function. Cut this, paste it right here, and okay. Here we cut this as well. Cut, and we paste it right inside here. And I think that's all. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and save our file. Save. Now let's navigate back to our application right here inside of our users password reset view. We're going to go ahead and refresh. Yes, as you can see, we have successfully loaded our users reset password view. Actually, for some reasons, I don't know why this side image is not showing right here, but I actually have a solution for that. Let's actually go ahead and come over here instead of using the background image right here. Instead, let's actually go ahead and get rid of this, delete this, and instead we're going to say wanted to use a background dash color. And we're going to set it to this background color. If you navigate to our project exercise file, let's go back right here inside this alert.txt. If you open our alert.txt file, if you scroll down, okay, you're going to see a color right here. So let's go ahead and copy that, a hex color, and we're going to paste it right here. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and save our file, save, And let's get back to application, refresh. Still it's not showing. So what is wrong? Let's go ahead and check. Background. Okay, right here, background. I made a mistake. Background color. Alright, perfect. Now let's go ahead and save our file. Save. Let's get back to our application, refresh. Perfect. Now everything is working perfectly. Alright, so friend, that will be it for this video. In our next video, we're going to be working on the backend aspect of our password reset form right here. So we're going to be collecting the new password that the user is going to be creating right on this form, and then go ahead to reset the user's old password inside the database. So I hope everything is clear to you in this video, and I will see you in the next one. Welcome back to the lesson. In our previous video, we've successfully loaded our user's reset password page. And in this video, we're going to be working on the backend aspect of our reset password. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and navigate back to our project source code. Right here, as you can see, we are in our user's reset password blade view right here. So here it says your new password must be, let's actually go ahead and add that, must be different to previous. Okay, previous password. Let's go ahead and save our file. Save. Let's come back here. Refresh. Alright, says your new password must be different to previous password. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and start working on the reset password form right here. So here should say the leveling. I'm going to go ahead and change it to new password and confirm new password. So let's come over here. Find our form. Right here, the name for the password input field should be password, and the leveling here should be new password. So say new password. Okay, perfect. Now let's navigate down. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and close this span. Alright, and the leveling for the confirm password should be confirm new password. Okay, and the name for the input field for the confirm password should be confirm underscore password, something like this. Perfect. And placeholder should be confirm new password, and also the placeholder for the new password should be, okay, is right here. Let's say new password. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and save our file. Save, and let's come over here, refresh. Alright, as you can see, new password, placeholder new password, the labeling for confirm password, confirm new password, and confirm new password. Perfect. Now let's go back here, and we're going to go ahead and now add an action to our form, which is going to be a route that we're going to be calling reset underscore password underscore submit, something like this. And remember, we have already passed our password reset token and our user's email down to this view when we return the view right here. Let me actually take you down here. Right here that we said we return the reset password view, we pass our token and our email to the view. So we're going to go ahead and now take this token and email and also pass it to this URL right here. So I'm going to go ahead and now come over here and say comma, add a square bracket, and I'm going to go ahead and pass our token and our email along. So email, something like this. Now after that, we're going to go ahead and add our method. Okay, add a method to our form right here, and after adding the method, then we add our CSR token. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and work on this route, reset password submit route. So let's go ahead and copy our route name, and let's now navigate to our web.php file. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and copy this route down, something like this. And we're going to first of all change the method name to post, because right here in our reset password form, we have a post method. Perfect. Okay, and then our URL should be reset password, and then our route parameter, the token, and the email that we are passing inside the route, which is right here. Alright, perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and go back here, and right here, our method name is going to be reset password submit. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and give a name to our route right here, say name, and we're going to give it the reset password submit name, which is the name that we created right here. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and create our method. Okay, our reset password submit method inside of our users controller. So let's go ahead and create that. Copy our method name, navigate to our users controller, down after our password reset method, I'm going to come over here and say public function, paste our method name, and right here we're going to be collecting the newly created user's password from our reset password from right here. So we're going to go ahead and pass our request. So we're going to say request and $sign request. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and receive our token, our password reset token, and our user's email, which we passed to the route URL right here as a route parameter from our route here that we received from the view. Okay, so this token and the email. So we're going to go ahead and get those ones as well. So we're going to get the token and also the email, something like this. All right, so after that, we're going to go ahead and open our function definition block, and let's go ahead and add our, copy this, paste it right here. All right, so friend, our password reset submit method is going to be just like our admin password reset submit method as well. So we're going to go ahead and navigate to our admin's password reset submit, which is admin password reset submit right here. So we're going to go ahead and copy everything inside. Okay, copy everything, and we're going to go ahead and navigate back to the users controller, and we're going to paste it right inside of our users reset password submit method. Okay, something like this. And now all we need to do is to go ahead and make some adjustment. So first of all, as you can see, we validated the inputs, this inputs right here, the new password input field and the confirm password input field, and both with the name, password, and right here confirm password. So let's go ahead and check this password, confirm password, which is absolutely correct. All right, so for the password, we set the field to be required, and for the confirm password, it should be required and should also be the same as the password. Perfect. Now, right here, we're not going to be getting the admin, but the user. So let's go ahead and say user, and we're going to be targeting the user's model, user model. So we said we wanted to get a user with the same email address and the same token right here that we are getting, okay, from our URL right here, okay, right here, token and email. And this same token and email are the ones that we passed through this route right here. So token and email, okay, the one that we passed to the view. If you navigate right here, when we create the view, which is right here, we pass them, okay, to the reset password view right here. So after successfully getting our user right here, now we're going to go ahead and make sure that the new password that he's passing is not the same as the old password, because right here, remember we said your new password must be different from the previous password. So right here, this condition is checking the newly created user's password. So it's going to be comparing them with the old password from the database and see if they are the same. Then the user is going to be redirected back to the same page with this error message that says you cannot use your old password again. So right here, we're going to change it to, instead of admin, we're going to change it to user because we are accessing the user's table. All right, perfect. So right here, we said if the user create a new password that does not match the one we have inside of our database, meaning our old password, the user's old password, then we should go ahead and reset the user's password with the newly created user's password right here. And we make sure we hash that same password as well. All right, so after that, we empty the user's token colon. We're going to update that to users and then update the users table. All right, perfect. So that's all we have to do. Now, after successfully updating the user's password, then we're going to go ahead and redirect the user back to the login page. All right, so not the admin login page, but the login page, the user's login page with a success message that says your password is reset. You can now log in with your new password. Perfect. So that's all we have to do. So now let's go ahead and save our file. Let's save everything, save all, and let's go ahead and run our /optimize command. All right. We run into an error, unable to prefer route, password reset token for serialization. Another route has already been assigned, named, okay, reset password. So it seems like we have a naming conflict right here. Now let's come over here to our route. So here the name reset password submit. Actually, let me take a look right here. It says reset password submit, reset password submit. So Let's come over here. Yeah, exactly. As you can see, for the admin route here, inside the admin route, we have a route named reset password submit. So we cannot have a two route with the same name. So a route name should be unique. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and change this to user underscore reset password submit, something like that. So now let's go ahead and copy our route name, copy this, and let's come over here to our reset password and update our route right here. Paste this to user reset password submit. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and save our file. Save all. Okay. Now our route name has changed to user reset password. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and run our optimize command. PHP artisan optimize. Alright, as you can see, now we are good to go. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and give it a try. If everything is good. Now we're gonna go ahead and first of all check for this first validation. Now let's navigate back to our application, refresh our application. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and try submitting an empty form. So let's go ahead and say submit. Okay, we forgot to add our alert. We forgot to display our alert on this page. So let's go ahead and do that. Now let's navigate back to our reset password blade view, and let's actually go ahead and copy our alert code from this forget password view. So let's go ahead and highlight this. Okay, this is our alert codes. Okay, and the ends here. Alright, as you can see. Okay, so let's go ahead and say copy, and we're going to paste it right inside of our reset password view, blade view right here after the paragraph. Paste this, and okay, that's great. Now let's go ahead and save our file. Save, and we're going to go ahead and now give it a try. Refresh our application. Alright, now let's try submitting an empty form. Yes, as you can see, now we have our alert information displayed. So the password field is required. The confirm password field is required. Now let's go ahead and enter a new password. Let's say 123 and the confirm password 321. So as you can see, the confirm password does not match the new password. So we should be having that info as well. Okay, the confirm password field must match the new password field. Perfect. Okay, so now the moment of truth. Now let's go ahead and try to update our user's password. And actually, let's go ahead and check this condition right here that says the user cannot use his old password. So let's go ahead and check that first before actually going ahead to reset our user's password. So let's come back here, and remember our old password is 111, confirm password 111, and now let's go ahead and say submit. Now we should be having an error message. Yes, as you can see, it says you cannot use your old password again. Now let's go ahead and change our new password. Okay, let's go ahead and provide a brand new password, which is going to be 12345, and confirm password 12345. And now let's go ahead and hit submit. Yes, as you can see now, our password is reset successfully. It says your password is reset. You can now log in with your new password. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and try to log in with our old password, which with the user, this is our user, current user. And let's go ahead and say 111, which is our old password. Let's go ahead and say login. Aha, as you can see, now we can no longer log in with our old password, invalid login credentials. Now let's go ahead and now log in with our new password, which is 12345, and let's go ahead and say login. Yes, as you can see now, we are successfully logged in with our newly reset password. Pretty awesome, huh? Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and work on adding the user's middleware, because as it is now, our user's dashboard is not protected. Just like I've shown you with the admin's dashboard, even when we are not logged in, we can be able to access this our user's dashboard. Let me actually go ahead and show you that. Let me copy this route. Copy. Okay, now let's go ahead and log out of our user's dashboard. Log out. As you can see now, we are successfully logged out. So let's go ahead and now try to access our user's dashboard even though we are logged out. As you can see, this is our user's dashboard. So let's go ahead and hit enter. And boom, as you can see, we have access to our user's dashboard even though we are logged out. So we're going to go ahead and work on protecting our user's dashboard so that the user should not have access to his dashboard if he is not logged into the system. So I hope everything is clear to you in this lesson, and I will see you in the next one. Welcome back to the lesson. In our previous video, we've successfully finished the user's reset password functionality, and in this video, we're going to be creating the user's middleware to protect our user's dashboard from being accessed by a user that has not logged into the system. So as I've shown you in the previous video, that here we are able to access the user's dashboard without logging in. So now we're going to go ahead and create the user's middleware to protect our user's dashboard from being accessed by a user that has not logged into the system. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, first of all, we're going to go ahead and navigate to our command prompt right here, and we're going to go ahead and create a new middleware, a new user middleware. So let's come over here, and we're going to go ahead and type in the following command: php artisan make middleware. And we're going to call our user's middleware user, something like this. And now if we navigate back to our project source code right here, actually I'm going to go ahead and reduce some of these tabs. So for the login, this is the login tab. Okay, right here we're going to go ahead and update the URL inside our login route that says don't have an account yet, register. So we're going to go ahead and now update this route. Let's go ahead and say route, and we're going to go ahead and redirect our user to this route. This is basically our, let me actually confirm this, user's login page. Okay, alright, so let's go ahead and copy our user's register page, our user's register route right here, user register, copy this route. And we're going to come over here to our login, and we're going to update this route right here, paste this. Okay, now when the user click on this register link, is going to be taken to the user's registration page. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and save our file, save, and we're going to go ahead and close our tab right here. And for the admin controller, we're going to close that as well. We're not going to be needing that. The forgot password page, let's actually go ahead and confirm that as well. Alright, everything is good. Let's go ahead and close that. Perfect. Reset password mailer. Let's close that. Reset password view. Okay, let's go ahead and check whether the link down below our reset password form. Okay, right here, as you can see, it's supposed to take us to the user's login page. Let's go ahead and update that. Let's go ahead and add the user's login route. So let's say route, which is going to be login. If I remember correctly, for the user, we have a route called login. Where is it? Login. Perfect. So now let's go ahead and save our file, save, and we're going to go ahead and close this tab. We're done with that. And right now, right here under app HTTP controllers, inside the middleware subdirectory right here, you're going to see we have the admin middleware. So we're going to go ahead and now execute this command, php artisan make middleware, and we're going to be creating the user's middleware. So let's go ahead and now hit enter. Alright, perfect. As you can see now, our user's middleware is created successfully. Inside the middleware subdirectory, we have the user.php middleware right here. As you can see, now we have the user's middleware. So we're going to go ahead and do exact same thing as we did inside the admin's middleware, which is right here. So let's go ahead and copy this conditional statement, copy, and we're going to navigate to our user's middleware right here. And then we're going to go ahead and place it right here before our return statement, paste. And all we need to do is to go ahead and access our user's guard, which is the web guard. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and include our auth class right here. So we're going to go ahead and say import class. And this is exactly what we are looking for. Illuminate support facades auth. So this is exactly what we are looking for. As you can see, the class is imported. And now we are good to go. Right here, we are simply saying any route, any URL that we're going to be protecting with this user's middleware is going to go ahead and check the person accessing the URL or the page that we're going to be protecting with this user's middleware must be logged into the system and must be a user. And if any user that is going to be accessing the pages that we're going to be protecting with this user's middleware is not logged in and is not a user, then we should redirect that user back to the login page. Not the admin login page, but the user's login page. So that's basically all we have to do. Now, after specifying the condition right here, remember we need to go ahead and register our middleware inside of our aliases method. So let's go ahead and first of all, save this middleware code. Let's go ahead and say save. All right. So after that, we're going to go ahead and navigate to, let's actually expand this to Bootstrap, and inside app. As you can see, this is exactly where we register our admin middleware. So we're going to go ahead and register our users middleware as well. So let's go ahead and copy this line of code, copy, and we're going to come down below here. Before that, we're going to say comma and then hit enter and then paste it like so. And for our users middleware, we're going to go ahead and call it auth, something like this. And we're going to be targeting our users middleware, which is user, like so, user class. Inside middleware, we have user class just like you're seeing right here. Let's go ahead and app http middleware. As you can see, this is our users middleware. Perfect. Now we are successfully done with creating our users middleware. Now we're going to go ahead and start using our users middleware called auth. So let's go ahead and now save our file. Save. Okay. Now let's go back to our web.php file. Right here where we define our users dashboard, we're going to go ahead and protect our users dashboard route with our users middleware. So let's go ahead and say route middleware, and our middleware name is auth, which is right here. Let's actually go ahead and copy our middleware name, copy that. Let's come over here and paste it, auth. And then we're going to group that function, semicolon, and then we're going to hit enter like so. Now we're going to go ahead and cut our route, admin dashboard, cut it, something like this, and we're going to place it right inside of our auth middleware. So now this admin dashboard is protected. Now we can no longer access the dashboard if we are not logged in. And it's only user that can be able to access this because we are guarding it with the user's middleware. Alright, so let's go ahead and now save our file. Save. Now let's go ahead and run our optimize command, php artisan optimize, and hit enter. Alright, so now our application is optimized. Let's go ahead and now give it a try. As you can see, this is our admin's dashboard that we access without logging in. Now we are not logged in, but we still have access to our admin dashboard. But let's go ahead and now give it a try after successfully implementing the user's middleware right here to protect our route right here, the user's dashboard route right here. So let's go ahead and now take a look. Let's go ahead and refresh our application. Now we should be taken back to the user's login page if our middleware works perfectly. And yes, as you can see, we are redirected back to the login page because we are not logged in. We can no longer access the user's dashboard without logging into the system. Now let's go ahead and give it a try again. Let's try accessing the user's dashboard. Let's say /dashboard and hit enter. As you can see, now we're going to be redirected back to the login page. Perfect, perfect. And now if you go ahead and enter our valid user's login credentials and try to log in with 12345. Remember, this is the updated password. Okay, so let's go ahead and see a login. And yes, as you can see, we have successfully logged into our user's dashboard now that we passed the valid login credential and log into the system. Alright, that's very cool. Now we're going to go ahead and make our user's dashboard dynamic. Right here, we're going to go ahead and display our user's name, okay, and our user's email right here. So instead of this demo text. So we're going to go ahead and navigate back to our project source code. And right here, we're going to go ahead and close our app and our user middleware. We are done with that. User controller, we are done with that as well. And for the routes, I think we are done with that one as well. Let's go ahead and now open our user's dashboard. Let's navigate inside resources, views, and inside the users subdirectory, we have the dashboard.blade.php right here. Alright, so let's go ahead and get rid of the overflow, view, word wrap. Okay, let's go ahead and locate this username. Okay, let's go back, scroll down. All right, I think this is it, our username. So let's actually go ahead and get rid of this. Okay, and right here, instead of saying username, we're gonna go ahead and use our Laravel directive like so, and we're gonna go ahead and say wanted to access auth guard, our users guard, which is web, and we're gonna get the user, and we're gonna get the username, something like this. All right, now let's go ahead and save our file, save, and let's go ahead and now refresh. Okay, as you can see now, it says welcome on board Mustafa, something like this. Perfect. Now our dashboard is starting to get dynamic. Now we're going to go ahead and display the user's email address, which is this email address right here. So let's go ahead and do that. Now let's get back to our source code, and we're going to go ahead and copy this line of code, copy, and we're going to replace this demo email, paste this right here, and this time around we're going to be accessing the email colon, okay, something like this, which is this colon right here, email. All right, so let's go ahead and save our file, save, and now we're going to go ahead and refresh our application, refresh. Perfect. As you can see, now we are getting our current users email, the user that is logged in. Now our user dashboard is completely dynamic. Now let's go ahead and try registering a new user. So let's go ahead and log out of this system. All right, so we're going to go ahead and say we wanted to register, and we should be taken to the registration page. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and say we wanted to register a new user called John, and email should be john@gmail.com. Okay, and the password should be 111, confirm password 111, and register. Now we should be receiving an email verification link to our email, john@gmail.com. All right, perfect. As you can see now, it says that you need to verify your email address to complete your registration. Now let's navigate to our MailTrap account right here. As you can see, we receive an email verification mail to john@gmail.com. Now let's go ahead and open that. Perfect. As you can see, hello, John. Thank you for registering with us. Please verify your email address by clicking the button below. And we're going to go ahead and say verify email. All right. As you can see, it says your email is verified. You can now log into your account. And we're going to go ahead and provide our email address, which is john@gmail.com, and password 111. Now let's go ahead and try to log in. Yes, as you can see, we are successfully logged into our account. Now, as you can see right here, it says welcome on board John. And this is our John email address, john@gmail.com. Perfect. Now, as you can see, our user's dashboard is completely dynamic. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and now take a look back to our admin's dashboard. So let's go ahead and close this. Instead, we're going to go ahead and say we wanted to access the admin login /login, something like this, and hit enter. Okay, this is our admin's login page. All right, so let's go ahead and try to log into our admin's dashboard as well. Let's go ahead and say admin as our username and password 111. Let's go ahead and say login. And yes, as you can see, we have successfully logged into our admin's dashboard. All right, perfect. So friend, this marks the end of our course. I would like to say a big congratulations to you for reaching this far. And also, I would like to thank you for joining me on this Laravel adventure. I hope you learned and also took away something from this course. And if you have any question or get stuck anywhere in this course, please don't hesitate to be in touch. And I'll always be here to help and guide you through. And lastly, please don't forget to leave a positive review on this course, as that will help me reach many potential students like you to join the course. So keep learning to code, keep learning Laravel, and I can't wait to see what you build next with the Laravel framework. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm back again. Well, in this video, I'm going to make some minor adjustments right here that I forgot to do before wrapping up the course. So what we're going to be fixing in this video is right here, this login link right here. So the thing is, right here in our login link, we forgot to add our login route. So if I now go ahead and click on the login link, so you can see we're going to be taken to the 404 not found page, as it is taking us to login.html. So we're going to go ahead and fix that right inside of our project source code. Now we're going to go ahead and locate our users homepage, which can be found right here. Actually, we are done with the users dashboard, so let's go ahead and close that. Right here that says, actually we're going to close this users, and front we have our homepage right here. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and close this window, and we're going to go ahead and now find our login link, which is right here, as you can see. So we're going to go ahead and update this to a route called login. Alright, that's all we have to do. Now we're going to go ahead and save our file. Let's go ahead and say save, and let's navigate back to our application. Let's get back. Alright, now let's refresh our application. Alright, if we now go ahead and click on our login link right here, we should be taken to our users login page. Perfect. So that's basically it. That's all we have forgotten to implement in our previous videos, and now we have done that, and bye-bye.